Which budget actually works better for beginners in America? The famous 50-30-20 rule or the detailed zero-based budget? Here's a fact. As of 2025, more than 6 in 10 Americans live paycheck to paycheck. That includes people making $50,000 a year and even people making over $100,000. The problem isn't just income, it's money management. That's why in this video we're going to break down both budgeting methods step by step, test them with real stories from Dallas, New York, Ohio, Georgia, and California, and figure out which method actually helps you save, pay off debt, and stop stressing about money. Stick with me until the end, because not only will you know which budget fits your lifestyle, but I'll also share trending hacks like cash stuffing, high-yield savings accounts, and hybrid budgeting methods that are going viral right now in the US. And here's the big promise. If you apply even half of what I share today, you could save between $150 and $300 a month without feeling broke. Why budgeting feels hard in America? Let's be honest. Budgeting isn't hard because you don't know math. It's hard because living costs change so much across the country. Take state taxes. In Texas or Florida, you don't pay state income tax. In California, you could pay over 9%. In New York, 6 to 8%. That's a big chunk before you even see your paycheck. Then housing. In Los Angeles, the average one-bedroom apartment is $2,500. In Atlanta, it's $1,400. In Columbus, Ohio, you might find it for $1,000. Same with groceries. The USDA estimates a family of 4 in California might spend $1,200 a month on groceries. But in Kentucky, the same family spends closer to $800. So the real reason people fail at budgeting isn't laziness. It's because they try to use a cookie-cutter budget in a country where living costs are wildly different. That's why choosing between the 50-30-20 and the zero-based method matters. Method 1. The 50-30-20 rule. The 50-30-20 budget is the starter budget. It was made popular by Senator Elizabeth Warren and her daughter in their book. It's loved because it's simple. It divides your money like this: 50% needs, 30% wants, 20% savings and debt. Let's test it. Example: Sarah in Dallas, Texas. She takes home $4,000 a month after taxes. Under this method, her budget looks like $2,000 for needs, rent $1,300, groceries $360, utilities $180, car insurance $160, $1,200 for wants, eating out, streaming subscriptions, date nights, a concert, $800 for savings and debt, $600 into a high-yield savings account, $200 extra towards student loans. On paper, it's clean. She doesn't have to think too much. She knows she's saving, but let's change one thing. Imagine she lived in Los Angeles, making the same $4,000, but rent alone is $2,400. Suddenly, her needs are already 60%. The whole method collapses. That's the first problem. The 50% cap doesn't fit high-cost cities. The second problem is debt. If you're carrying $20,000 in student loans or $8,000 in credit card debt, only putting 20% into savings and debt might not feel aggressive enough. But there's a reason people love this method. It's easy. You don't feel restricted, and it gets you started. Strengths, weaknesses, and tweak strengths of the 50-30-20 rule. It's beginner-friendly. It builds the saving habit without overwhelming you. It balances fun with responsibility. You still get 30% for wants. Weaknesses. High-cost states destroy the formula. Irregular income doesn't fit well. If you're in crisis mode with debt, it doesn't prioritize fast payoff. Now, here are 2 smart tweaks Americans are using. 1. 60-20-20. In expensive cities like San Francisco or New York, let your needs be 60% for now. Cut wants to 20, keep savings at 20. 2. 50-20-30. For aggressive savers, drop wants to 20. Raise savings and debt payoff to 20-30. For example, Sarah in Dallas saw her rent go up $150. Instead of panicking, she shifted to a 60-20-20 split for a few months. She cut one date night and a streaming service she barely used. She still saved $800 and kept her budget alive. That's the lesson. The 50-30-20 rule is flexible if you allow it to be. Method 2. Zero-based budgeting. Now let's switch gears to zero-based budgeting. This method says assign every single dollar a job. Income minus expenses, minus savings, minus debt equals zero. Here's what that looks like. Example, David in Columbus, Ohio. He earns $3,500 after taxes. His zero-based budget, rent $1,050, utilities $220, groceries $360, gas $180, car payment $300, insurance $160, phone and internet $140, subscriptions $40, sinking funds $60 for car maintenance, $40 for gifts, $60 for medical. Savings $400 to emergency fund, $250 to Roth IRA. Debt $300 to credit card. Personal buffer $200. At the end, every dollar has a home. Nothing is floating, nothing is wasted. That's the beauty. No money disappears. But the downside? It takes effort. Tracking, adjusting, weekly check-ins. For some, it feels like a part-time job. Strengths, weaknesses, and real stories. Strengths of zero-based. Full control. No surprises. Perfect for people with side hustles or irregular paychecks. Forces you to save, even if you think you can't. Weaknesses? Time-consuming. Easy to overcomplicate. Couples need strong communication. Case study, Jessica in Tampa, Florida. Single mom, income $3,000. Rent $1,450. Daycare $500. That's already 65% on needs. 50/30/20 fails. She feels broke, but with zero-based, she assigns every dollar. She creates sinking funds, $30 for school clothes, $60 for car repairs. She caps wants at $120. She still saves $200. For the first time, she avoids overdrafts and saves $150 a month. That's the magic of zero-based. It finds money you thought you didn't have. More case studies. Case 2, Mark in Austin, Texas. Income $5,000. For him, 50/30/20 works perfectly. Needs $2,500, wants $1,500. Savings, $1,000. But because he wants a house, he tweaks to 50/20/30 and saves $1,500 a month. Case 3, Linda and Tom in Queens, New York. Income $7,500 combined. Rent $2,900, childcare $1,000, groceries $800. 50/30/20 collapses under those needs. They go hybrid, a 50/30/20 framework, but zero-based detail. They set up sinking funds, automate savings to a high-yield account, and invest monthly in Roth IRAs. They cut money fights in half because everything is pre-assigned. These stories prove there's no single winner. The method depends on where you live and how you earn. Building your financial foundation. Every budget must include an emergency fund. Start with $1,000 for quick emergencies. Then grow to 1 to 3 months of expenses. Use a high-yield savings account. Many pay 4 to 5% interest in 2025. And make sure it's FDIC insured up to $250,000. Next, check your paycheck. Adjust your W-4 if you're always owing or getting massive refunds. Split direct deposit. Some into checking, some straight into savings. If you're gig-based, always budget this month using last month's income. It's the safest way to smooth out the ups and downs. Tantron. Debt and payment habits. When it comes to debt, with 50/30/20, dedicate the 20% bucket to savings and extra debt payments. With zero-based, create a line called debt snowball or debt avalanche. Snowball kills smallest balances first for motivation. Avalanche kills high interest first for efficiency. Payment methods matter too. Cash envelopes, also called cash stuffing, are making a comeback with Gen Z. Debit cards are safe, but watch overdraft fees. Credit cards can be powerful if you pay in full and set auto pay to statement balance, and don't ignore buy now, pay later. It's debt. Put it in your budget like any other loan. 2025 trends and final verdict. Here's what's hot in 2025. Cash stuffing is trending again on TikTok. People love the control. Zero-based apps like YNAB and Monarch are helping beginners track faster. The 50/30/20 rule is still viral because it's beginner-friendly and easy to share. Regulators are warning about buy now, pay later debt traps, so budget carefully. So which method wins? If you're a beginner who hates math, start with 50-30-20. If you're detail-oriented, irregular income, or high-cost city, use zero-based or a hybrid. But here's the truth. The method doesn't matter as much as starting today. Even saving $100 a month builds $1,200 in a year. So your challenge, pick a method and start this week. Doesn't matter if it's perfect, just start. Like this video if it helped. Subscribe for more quick money hacks and share it with someone you care about. If you want next video, how to double your savings in 30 days, please comment yes.